Alright guys, today is part 1 of 3 on the Eton Viper 7E project. Now I forgot to record, but I already removed almost all of the parts that were bad on this, including the starter, the chain, the sprocket, the airbox, the seat cover, the 2 taillights, the choke lever, and now all I have to do is remove the front bearings. I'm going to do that now. To do that, I have to take these covers off on each side, remove this, I believe it's an 18mm bolt and this cotter pin, pull this wheel off, and I gotta punch out those bearings. Alright guys, so I unbent this cotter pin, took this castle nut off, and took these 2 washers off, and now I can just slide this wheel right off. Just like that, the wheel's off, and right here, and right here are bearings. But guys, if you're doing this, you want to be careful. There's this thing called a spacer that was sitting right in here. You don't want to throw that out and mistake that for part of the bearing. Alright guys, so as you can see, this is the seal. Right here is the bearing. So first we got to take out the seal. Then we got to get a socket big enough to cover up that whole bearing and beat it out. So I'm going to catch you guys when I have these bearings punched out on this side, and then I'm going to go do the same thing on that other side. Alright guys, so I just got this first bearing out, and as you can see, there is a second spacer in between the small bearing and the big bearing, so you don't throw that out mistaking it for a piece of the bearing. Now I just got to tap that one out, and then I'm going to move on to that other wheel. As you guys can see, I took off the 2 washers, castle nut, and the cotter pin, like on the other side. Now I just got to pull this off and repeat the same thing as I did the last time to get these bearings out. As you guys see, we got the bearings all tapped out of these tires. Now all we got to do is, first of all, throw out all these old parts, and then once we start ordering parts, we're just going to throw them all on, and I'm going to have a few different parts, a few different videos, putting some stuff on each time, and at the end, it's going to be all complete, and it's going to look like a whole new four-wheeler. So as I said, I'm just going to recap real quick. Front rear sprocket, choke lever, seat cover, chain, starter, tail lights, airbox, belt, and chain tensioner bolt, along with those front bearings. So we're going to be replacing every single one of those, along with all the other stuff I've done. I've realigned the front tie rods, put air in all the tires, and patched up these plastics. They were not in the best condition, and they're still not, but I fixed them up some. And at the very end, I might paint this up a little bit, and we're definitely going to pressure wash it and clean it up real nice.